Welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas series. Today we are continuing with day 1 by making the pear ornament. This is a bonus piece to accompany the partridge from our last video. For materials we are going to need felt, thread, needle, scissors, marker, ribbon, stuffing, double-sided tape, and a pattern. And since I'm not willing to cut up this beautiful book, I made a copy of the pattern and I'll cut that up instead. The first step is to cut out all the pieces from the felt. First, I'm roughly cutting out the outline and then using double-sided tape, I'll secure the pattern to the felt. This way the pattern doesn't shift when I'm cutting it out. If you don't have a double-sided tape, you can use a pin to hold the template in place. Or you can cut out the paper template, place it on the felt, and trace around it with a marker before cutting it out. However, I found that using a double-sided tape makes it much easier. The pattern is from the book called 12 Days of Christmas Felt Decorations by Corinne Lapierre, and I hope I pronounced her name correctly. The link to her website and her Etsy shop is in the description box below. I love that she sells an actual book and not just a downloadable pattern. The book has great instructions and pictures of all the ornaments. Save the scraps for later, we'll use them as stuffing. Here we have all the pieces cut out and we can now start sewing. First, I'm going to attach the inside of the pear on top and I will secure them together with a blanket stitch. To make the blanket stitch, start by bringing your needle through the layer of the felt right where the inside and the outside of the pear meet, and then take it back through both layers of felt. Then come back again where you started first, and now make another stitch a short distance away. Make sure to take the needle from the front to the back and come up from the back, catching the loop. To make it nice and neat, try to keep the distance between the stitches the same. And just like that, continue with your stitches in the same way. Next, I will attach the pip to the pear using a blanket stitch. First, I am just aligning the pips and making sure they look the way I want them before I start stitching. Then, just like I did with the inside of the pear, I'll attach the pip as well. I'm a big fan of the blanket stitch. I like stitching it and I like the decorative appeal it gives to the ornament. Don't worry about how the back of the ornament looks. All these stitches on the back will be hidden. Now that we have the pips secured, we'll decorate the pear. Since I can't stitch a straight line, I am using a marker to help me. This is a heat erasable marker, so once I'm done stitching, I will remove it by applying some heat. I'm just following the pattern from the book and drawing on the lines where I want them to go. Of course, you can change it up, but I think the pear looks great as it is, so I'm trying to copy the design just as it shows in the picture. I really love using these markers for projects like this. I will leave the Amazon link to them in the description box below if you want to check them out. Here I am using a back stitch, which is a pretty simple stitch. To make a back stitch, just bring your needle up, then take it backwards a stitch. Bring the needle up again and back to the same point as the previous stitch. The top of the pear has these 3 little lines, and so I'm just going to copy that on my pear as well. I think my pear is coming along nicely. It is very hard to see, but I can make out the red lines I drew with the marker. I should have used a different color to demonstrate better how this works. But what I'm going to do now is apply some heat with a hair dryer and the red lines will disappear. I hope you can see the difference. Here is the before picture for comparison. The lines in the before picture are not as nice and crisp. Next up is to add the decorative details just like in the picture. Daisy stitches on the pip and French knots that go all around the pips. To make a daisy stitch, bring your needle up, then take it back to the same hole. Then come back up again to make this little petal shape. Then go over the thread and down to hold it. Now I'll decorate with French knots all around the pips. Bring the needle up and twist the thread around your needle. I'm twisting it 3 times around. Push the needle back through the felt very close to the same spot and pull the thread through slowly. Make sure to hold your thread to put some tension on it so the thread you twisted around the needle doesn't come apart. These are a bit hard to see, but there are these little straight stitches around these curved lines. I'll add these 3 lines and the 3 French knots on the top. I'll start with the 3 lines on the bottom first. I'm almost done with decorating the pear. A few more French knots and I will be finished. This stem looked a little bit intimidating on the picture, but I'll show you it's not as hard as it seems. Just roll up the rectangle and hold it with a few stitches. Be careful not to poke yourself. Now I can start sewing everything together. I'll get my ribbon ready. This is a 1/8 inch wide ribbon and I'm measuring about 7 inches. I'll start connecting the back and the front on the bottom, and once again I'm using my favorite stitch, the blanket stitch. Just go through both layers of the felt and catch the loop. The most important thing is to keep the stitches the same distance so it looks nice. If these ornaments don't match your color scheme, remember you can use any colors or combinations you like. You could even make them all the same color. For example, if you are decorating your tree with only blue ornaments, I'd suggest using different shades of blue, maybe adding some white and sticking to those colors. I would love to know what colors you used to decorate your last Christmas tree. Let me know in the comments below, and you'll qualify for the giveaway. If you haven't seen my previous videos, the giveaway rules are in the description box below. I'm ready to insert the leaf and the stem. First, I'll insert the leaf and start securing it with a few stitches. I'll add the ribbon and the stem and continue stitching. You'll need to use a little more force here to push through all those layers of the felt. I'm just going to finish stitching until I get to the bottom. I saved the scrap pieces and cut them up into smaller pieces. No need to toss and waste them when we can use them as stuffing. Since it was only a small amount of scrap, I'll use toy filling as well. I am using a chopstick to help me push down the filling all the way to the bottom, which actually is the top of the pear. And I'm almost done. Just need to close up the pear completely and the ornament will be ready. And here is the pear compared to the one in the book. It turned out great, and I'll hope you will give it a try too. The partridge and the pear tree is done.